Come here, Red. Red dog, come here. There you are. Come here, buddy. Hey, get your head up here where some baby can see. Get out your head up here where people can see. Get your head. Come up here. Come here. There he is. Hey, you guys, this is my buddy. I named him Red Dog. But anyway, he's something else. So, you're gonna see me petting him here a little bit, and you won't know what I'm doing. So now you know. He just hangs on right down there. I normally lay him up my lap. He only weighs about 85, 90 pounds. So you might be getting a little fat. I might have to cut back on your food. All right, get him. Go lay down now. Okay. Anyway, look. Hey, this video is entitled Where's the WoodWhirler? Well, here I am. I'm back, but sort of on like 80% back. So this video is about what happened to me. I don't know why you hadn't seen me lately, for quite a while actually. So I've had a lot of that unwanted adventures lately. So here's the explanation of it, and at the end, I'm going to cut this video at the end off because what I had planned was a video about these twin trash cans I made. But this video would be entirely too long, and the first 15 minutes or so is just me running my mouth, and I'm sure a lot of people don't want to hear that. But there are also a lot of my subscribers that wonder what happened to me, if I shut my channel down or whatever. But if I decide to shut it down, I'll notify everybody. So anyway, let's get on with it. Hello. I guess some of y'all have been wondering what happened to me, whether I bit the dust or not. Came close, but I'm here. Last couple of months have been, well, they've been something else for me. Started in late August. I don't know, it just all snowballed all at once. Before August, I thought I was in pretty good health. But anyway, last part of August, I was scheduled to get a knee replacement. So I went in to the hospital and got all ready and everything. And I was actually on the operating table, laying down with a gas mask on my face, when the anesthesiologist came in and said, "Whoa, just stop everything." So they did, and they went and huddled all around for a little while, and he said, "Well, we got to cancel. You're having an AFib episode." Now, AFib is where you have an irregular heartbeat. The upper chamber's it's gone erratic, and it's not feeding the lower chamber right. So, the danger is that your blood can pool and cause a clot and go to your brain, and that's it. So anyway, they canceled that. They said, go get your clothes on, go home. So I did. Went to see my cardiologist. Yep, I had AFib, so he put me on blood thinners immediately when they found out I was on AFib. The hospital notified him. So they called in blood thinners immediately, which really helped. So anyway, he put me on blood thinners, and he wanted me on them for a couple of weeks before we could schedule a what do you call it, cardio invasion or something like that. That's where they shock your heart and get it back in rhythm. So, we started taking the medicine. There's another one too that sort of slowed my heartbeat down. And that's fine. See, I had absolutely zero symptoms before I went in the hospital, and somebody should have caught that, but they obviously didn't. Or it popped up between pre-op and the operating table. Nobody seems to know. So anyway, I went home, and I have arthritis real bad in this right shoulder. So I was scheduled for a steroid injection, a couple of weeks after that anyway. So I went in for my steroid injection to back up just a little bit. The night before I went in, my shoulder was giving me a tremendous amount of pain. I mean, it was really bad. And, you know, when you have pain on something, you have a tendency to breathe irregular, which I was doing. And so that night, so I knew I was getting the injection the next morning, and I knew almost immediately that would fix it. So went into the orthopedic guy, Martin Sims is his name, great guy. But anyway, went in to see him, and I was sitting there, and he's getting ready, and he looked at me, and he said, Larry, he said, you're short of breath, aren't you? And I said, yes, I am. And he said, well, you need to go to the ER right now. And I sort of did, yeah, well, I'll be all right, you know. That's the way I felt about it. So he gave me about a 2 or 3 minute lecture on why I should go to the ER. But he gave me a shot and it fixed my shoulder. So we were leaving his office and got to the parking lot, and my wife says, you going to the ER? And I said, nah, I don't think so. But I took about 2 more steps and I said, yep, let's go. It was only 2 blocks away, so she took me over there. Anyway, they got me in there, and I think I saw 47 doctors. That's what I was telling everybody, it seemed like it. And everybody wanted to stick needles in me. My arms looked like pin cushions. So, so we did that, and you know, bottom line is I had pneumonia. And what happened was that the AFib, I can't really tell you what caused it or nothing, but it somehow with the pain and the AFib and stuff, it caused fluid to back up in my lungs. So, you know, we got that fixed, and I went home. And you know, I felt good. I didn't have any AFib symptoms whatsoever. I mean, some people can really feel it, but I couldn't even tell it. I mean, I even bought myself a stethoscope and listened to it, and you could hear it. You could hear the irregular heartbeat, but it wouldn't bother me. So I didn't think a whole lot about it. So that got good. We got the shocking thing all scheduled, and went into the hospital about 2 weeks later to get the you know, shocking treatment done. I wish I could pronounce it right. It's cardioversion or something like that. But anyway, got that done, and that worked. That worked. There's one shock. Of course, I don't remember it because it put me to sleep. But that worked, and you know, I couldn't tell a difference in it, but I could listen to it and tell a difference. And my heart rate got down to where it ought to be. It was, you know, hitting over 100, which is too high, and this got down to the 50s. I was taking my blood pressure and stuff, you know, every few hours. So it got down to the 50s. I really felt good. So now this is about 2 or 3 weeks after it all began. So I was feeling full of myself. So a friend of mine called me, and he had a building out in the back of his yard there that his wife used for sowing. And he said, the ground dried up and it settled on one corner. Could you bring your jacks over and we'll jack it up, you know? So I said, sure. So I went out there and got the jacks, and I put the small one in the back of my truck, and the big one, it weighed about 80 pounds, I guess. And of course, I'd done it before. You know, I can pick up 80 pounds, no big problem. But what happened is I went to pick it up, and the wheel caught underneath my pants leg of the pants I was wearing. And I thought it was just heavy, and I gave it a tug, and I caused myself to fall over backwards with that, on the concrete with that 80-pound jack in my lap. And that sudden stop wasn't no fun at all. So after some hollering and stuff, I called my wife, and she come up there and brought crutches, and I couldn't do that even with crutches at that point. So she brought the car up there, and I got in it, and she took me down to the house. It's about 100 feet away, but it's on gravel, no way I could do it. So did that. stayed home 3 or 4 days, and everybody kept saying, well, you gotta go to the doctor, you go to the doctor. You gotta get it x-rayed. So finally, I went into the, over at the orthopedic center over there to the urgent care. Went in there and they x-rayed it. And I had broken my pelvis in 2 places. And they said, self-healing, just gotta take it easy. So I spent the next 5 weeks in a recliner or a bed, one or the other. It took 5 weeks before I could walk basically without a cane. I used a walker for about the first 3 weeks, and then I was able to use a cane, and that helped a lot. So this is about my 3rd day of being able to walk without a cane, and I'm back in the shop. So you know, about biting the dust, they told me with the pneumonia that if I hadn't come in about 2 days, I'd have been dead. So I'm glad the doctor talked me into it. So I guess, you know, a lot of lessons there. Can't even name them, but I'm starting to pay a little more attention to things now. And you know, after all, I'm pushing 80 years old. I got no business picking up 80-pound jacks. At least that's what everybody tells me. I'm not sure they're right, but I'm still listening to it. So here we go. Getting ready to do this video. Let's just get off me. But that's the history of why you hadn't seen me around. But I have 2 videos on the computer here, and it's lots of clips, you know. And I'm not sure I remember too much about it. I did start editing the first one. It's about making 2 semi-matching trash cans out of epoxy and wood. I'm not even sure I remember what kind of wood it is now, because I hadn't even looked at this in so long. I mean, it's been, you know, maybe a month and a half since I've been out here and doing anything. So I'm going to get after this and try to see if I can't put some kind of video together to present to you guys, and maybe we'll get back on the road. And I have another video ready to go, which is really, it's about something I really made neat. And by the time I get that done and get all those uploaded, maybe I'll get to the point where I can start turning again. I need to. I want to. So just, you know. Yeah, stay with me. I believe I titled it, you know, twin bathroom trash cans. It didn't start that way, but it just it didn't work out. You know, I had intended, like, you know, for like these to end up being glued together like this and make a real nice long vase. But I made a critical error in the beginning, and I guess it was a toothsome error. But the plug, you know, when I always use a plug, you know, a resin saver. Well, the wood I chose, it was too punky, and I made it too big. So what happens is I ended up with not enough carving room between you know, the outside.